Hello students, welcome to today's video. I hope you all are doing extremely well. Today in this video we will talk about how the central problems of an economy is associated with the production possibility curve. From our previous videos itself, we already know what are the central problems of an economy. It basically relates to a simple problem that as resources are scarce, we cannot produce everything what we want. Hence, it is leaving us with some choice of selecting in between alternative uses of resource. And the central problems of an economy are best described by Professor Samuelson, who has given the three central problems of an economy: what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. Before going into details, let me just talk a little bit about all those three central problems of an economy, and I will make you see that how the PPC is so much related with the central problems of an economy. Well, the first central problem was what to produce. So, under what to produce situation, we basically deal with the question that what goods and services are to be produced, and there was a big popular dilemma, or sorry, not dilemma, a popular dialogue was there to describe this what to produce, that gums or butter. This gums or butter is a popular dialogue of describing what to produce. So the main idea under what to produce problem is just to deciding what goods and services to be produced by the economy. So it relates to relates to in deciding what goods and services and in what quantity and in what quantity to be produced. And in what quantity to be produced. So this is the what to produce problem, which is relating to in deciding in between various goods and services that to be produced and what quantity to be produced. Say suppose we have decided we will produce, say suppose we are just taking two goods, okay, two goods X and Y. This X could be anything. Say suppose this X is rice, and Y would be anything. Say suppose laptop. So these two goods are being produced by the economy, and here also I am taking a classic kind of example. One is labor intensive item and one is capital intensive item. So say suppose the economy has decided to produce these two commodities at the first place, and we decide on the basis of that what is necessary to us, what is most essential to us. We select those commodities first place for which we find that necessity is little bit higher. So those commodities will be produced at the first place for which the necessity is higher. So maybe the economy has decided to produce these two items. Now the question is what quantity will be produced. So this question can be solved easily by the production possibility curve. So let me show you How? First, likewise, you draw two axes and draw a PPC. Here, let's measure rice here, and here is laptop. Now, imagine that economy is producing at this point. Here, let's give it a name, PQ. PQ is our production possibility card, and let us suppose that the economy is producing at this point. This point could be point A. Economy is producing at point A. So at this point, let's see how much quantity it will produce. So it will produce OP star of laptop and OQ star of rice. So this question, what to produce problem, can be easily answered by the PPC. So this is the basic relation of how central problems will be getting associated with the PPC, and there are two more central problems still there. So let's discuss. Next problem relates to how to produce problem. How to produce. So we already know that there are two techniques of production. One is labor intensive technique and another is capital intensive technique. Labor intensive technique uses more amounts of labor than capital, and capital intensive technique uses more amount of capital, relatively more amount of capital than labor, and labor intensive uses relatively more labor. Well, in the how to produce problem, the main problem is to decide in between the technique of production. So it relates to in deciding between technique of the technique of production. Now, my dear students, from the class video on attainable and unattainable combinations, we already know that those points will be lying below the PPC. Say suppose this point T. So point T is lying below the PPC. So this point specifies that yes, we can attain it. It is within our boundary. Our boundary line is PQ. Okay, fine. But this has a problem. This point production on point T has a problem. That what is the problem? At this point, resources are not getting fully utilized. It is a suboptimal production point. That means production point is not at its optimal level, at its apex level, at its maximum level, and we are not using the resources efficiently and effectively. And this is a very serious problem for an economy when resources will not be getting effectively used. So the main goal of the economy is to produce on the PPC. We always try to produce on the frontier. Frontier means the PPC line. PPC card is also known as the production possibility frontier. It is the boundary line. So beyond this boundary line we cannot go, because we do not have that much resources in our disposal. But the best situation is to produce on the PPC. So suppose that the economy is producing at point T. So at point T, resources are not getting fully utilized. Hence, it is a very serious problem for the economy, and the production technique needs to be changed in such a way that we should move somewhere on the PPC curve. By change of technique of production from P, we can move to point A also, we can move to point B or point C or point D. Anywhere we can move, but the main idea is that we should not be producing below the PPC, because this is a suboptimal point, and production at this point will specify that resources are remaining ideal. That means resources are not getting fully utilized. Hence, we should change our technique of production in such a way that the point T production should be on somewhere on the PPC. That could be at point A also, point B, C, D or any other, but the main focus will be that we will not be producing at point T, but we will be producing somewhere on the PPC line, because we know if resources are fully utilized, this will be a very much good situation for us. And when resources will be fully utilized, when we will be producing on the PPC. So this is the second problem which relates to deciding in between the technique of production. Suppose that we are at point T, which is a suboptimal point of production, and this specifies that there is serious limitation with our production technique, and we need to change it in such a way so that the technique of production, the production point moves somewhere on the PPC and all of the resources get fully utilized. Now, the last problem, for whom to produce. So, my dear students, the for whom to produce problem is related to the distribution problem. That how much will be given to whom, and we will be producing for which customers, for whom to produce, who will be our targeted customers, because the production will be over in first two problems. In the first problem, we will decide what goods and services and in what quantity to be produced, and in the second here what quantity to be produced, and yes, we have now decided that we will produce on point A. So this first question got answered. Along with, we have also answered how much quantity we will produce. So laptop production will be to the amount OP. This is my laptop production, OP star, and my rice production will be OL star. Sorry, OQ star. OQ star. So the two questions that which were associated indirectly with what to produce problem, that we need to decide what goods and services to be produced. We have decided we will produce laptop and rice. Fine. And next question was that what quantity we will produce. So we will produce OP amount of laptop and OP star amount of laptop and OQ star amount of rice. So the deciding part and the quantity part is already answered by our PPC, the what to produce problem. And the second problem relates to how to produce problem. So this can be also answered by the PPC. If we are producing on point T, it is a suboptimal point of production where resources are remaining ideal, and we want to use our resources in such a way so that it gets fully utilized. So hence we need to change the technique of production, and we have to move on the PPC, somewhere on the PPC. If we find that we are already producing with on the PPC, then okay, no issues with the production technique. It is very much good for us, so it is very good. But if we find that we are producing inside the PPC, then we need to change the technique of production. Well, the finally is the for whom to produce problem. So for whom to produce problem basically relates to the distribution problem, that how much will be producing for which community, whether we will produce for the richer section or whether we will produce for the poorer section. And it is being said that one will get how much on the basis of his contribution. So for whom to produce, now just look here, we have decided production at point A, and here we find that the laptop production which is OP star, it is much more in greater size than OQ star. So that means laptop production is much more higher than the rice production, because of the simple fact that OP star is greater than OQ star. As OP star is greater than OQ star, that means the laptop is producing more, we are producing more of laptop and producing less of rice, which is also clear from this diagram. Look at this gap. If you compare this gap, it is very easy to understand that laptop production is more. Now, if laptop is produced more and rice is produced less, now we need to answer this economy is producing for whom. Laptop is a capital intensive item because here labor is used in relatively lesser proportion than the various sophisticated machineries. That means here in laptop production, use of capital is more than the use of labor, and here in the rice production, use of labor is less than the use of capital. So producing at point A, it directly specifies that we were producing for the richer section and we are giving a little emphasis to the poorer section. Had it been we producing at point, say suppose D, this for point A, all these are for point A. Now let's focus on point D. Point D will be Q dash and B dash. Point D. Suppose that we are producing now point D, and point D is also a very good point of production because we will be producing on the PPC. That means all of the resources will be fully utilized. Now the economy has decided to produce at point D, and at this point laptop production will be OP dash and rice production will be OQ dash. Now here OQ dash is greater than OP dash. Here OQ dash is greater than OP dash. That means here rice is being produced more than the laptop production. So we can, as rice is getting produced is more than laptop, that means labor intensive commodity is being produced more. And we can easily say that if economy wishes to produce at point D, it is producing more for the poorer section. That means it is giving more emphasis to the poorer section and giving less emphasis to the rich section. So this is all, my dear students, the production possibility curve and the central problems of an economy. All of this are basically a way of showing how the production possibility curve can solve the three central problems of an economy. Whatever we have discussed, we basically talked about the solutions of central problems with the help of PPC. In the first problem also, it has given us answer. I mean, the PPC have given us answer what items to be produced. We are drawing two axes and we are naming two items. So it is already saying we are producing two goods, laptop and rice. Then we needed, the PPC had answered what quantity we will be producing. We will be producing O P star of laptop, O Q star of rice. Then it has answered whether my technique of production is good or bad. We were producing at point P, and the PPC has suggested us that no, we should not be producing at point T. We need to change our technique of production and we need to move somewhere on the production possibility. We can move to point A, B, C, D or any other point, but the technique of production should be changed in such a way where we can produce on the PPC. And if we producing on the PPC already, then this is no issue. We are good to go with our production. And finally, for whom to produce? When economy has decided to produce at point A, it is producing O P star of laptop and O Q star of rice. So hence it is producing more of capital intensive item and less of rice labor intensive item. And we know that laptop is more a luxurious kind of item, luxurious kind of commodity. So hence it is producing, the economy is producing more for the rich section and giving less emphasis to the poorer section. But if the economy wishes to at point D, so at this point what will happen? The economy is producing for the poorer section because it is producing more of rice and less of laptop. The laptop production is OP dash and rice production is OQ dash. So it is producing more for the poorer section. So that means the poorer section is really taking a good care of, and they are giving less emphasis to the rich section. So this is all for this video. I hope you have got this concept very well, and if you still find any problem with this production possibility curve and the central problems, feel free to comment below on the comment box. I will get to you as soon as possible. Till then, stay safe, stay strong. Thank you.